What is up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is LollyMan16 and I'm here for Dragon Ball Super episode 118 review. Kaso Kiru Higeki Kyukyoku Uchu. It's a pretty difficult one to say there, but it translates as Accelerated Tragedy, Vanishing Universes. This episode, guys, was a mixed bag for me in terms of overall emotional depth and action, because this episode, guys, it signified the end of Universe 2 and 6, which I know a lot of you guys have prognosticated. I know that Geekdom likes to use that term, but I'm gonna kind of steal his word there. I know some of you guys thought about this, and I actually predicted this. I kind of knew that it's going to be either 2 or 6, but I didn't know it was actually going to be both. But seeing this episode, guys, it made me feel sad. Champa and Universe 6 team are gone, and the Universe 2 guys are gone as well. Now, this episode has two main factors, I guess, if you will, and it's two main fights, really. And the main fight, I think, is probably Gohan and Piccolo versus Pirina and Saoneru, the Universe 6 Namekians. And as for the other fight, it's Goku 18 and 17 versus Sirloin, Rabanara, and the other guy, which I cannot name off the top of my head, but those are the remaining fighters of Universe 2. Now, this episode was really cool, especially the latter portions of the episode. But for the first portions of the episode, for the first half, I should say, the choreography and animation, I just gotta say real quick, there was a lot of reused animation and reused back shots. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but at one point, they were even like mimicking old scenes, like Gohan versus one of the Universe 6 Namekians was mirroring Gohan versus Piccolo in when Gohan goes Ultimate, that episode. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the episode it got really intense, but I just want to point that out. Now, as for the actual fight itself, Gohan and Piccolo are fighting the Universe 6 Namekians, and they feel this really intense power from them. It's not normal, obviously, and we learn at first that the Universe 6 Namekians are so powerful because it's actually explained that all the Universe 6 Namekians have pulled their energy, so to speak, or fused, so to speak, with them. Now, it's not exactly stated if they're, actual fused, like Namekian fusion, but I think they actually are. So it's literally the embodiment of the entire planet Namek in Universe 6 as both Pirina and Saoneru. Now, Gohan and Piccolo have a little bit of some difficulty with this. Gohan actually at one point has to go Ultimate. Now, for some of you power scalers, you might not like this, but they do give a good explanation of why Gohan has to go Ultimate and, not instantly kill them with his power. So Gohan says to Piccolo that the Universe 6 Namekians, because they fused with so many others, they have really good regeneration, like uber regen type stuff, and so that's how they're able to survive their attacks. At one point, Piccolo actually uses a Makanko Sappo, his special beam cannon, and it almost does nothing. I mean, it kind of hits his abs and kind of one of the Universe 6's Namekians' body. It burns him and it grazes him, but it doesn't actually do a lot of damage. So it's good we get a explanation as to why they're so powerful, because they're essentially fused with like hundreds, even possibly thousands. I don't know how many Namekians there are in Universe 6, but there are many, I shall say. So that's why they're so strong. But it doesn't really matter in the end, because as we know, they get erased, but I'll get into that later. So the second fight of this episode was Goku 18 and 17 versus the Universe 2 guys, and they're putting up a decent fight. At first, Goku seems to be winning, but then Universe 2 from the sidelines actually gives them their quote unquote heart and purity and love and their energy and all that kind of stuff. And in a humorously fashion, in a very funny fashion, the Universe 2 guys actually transform into, well, it seems like they transform into the kamikaze fireballs. That's right, folks, they transform into Ribrianne, Rosie, and Kakunsa's, their magical girl, quote unquote, forms. I think this is there for giggles. It's really funny to me. I know some people may not like this because they're going to probably say like, oh, why are they back in there? Why is Ribrianne and stuff? Well, it's a way to say that Ribrianne is not fighting, although she is fighting at the same time. So, hey, it's whatever it is. They got good spirit, but in the end, it doesn't matter because they cannot defeat Goku 18 and 17, but they put up a pretty decent fight. Within the episode, they throw around some of Ribrianne's moves. Like we see the I forget, it's the Max Heart Cannon, and then we get the Love Symphony again from those two other guys. They just throw around some of their old stuff. Oh yeah, I forget that one of the I think it's Zerloin. I think that's what his name is. He uses instead of a maiden's charge, he uses a man's charge. So really funny stuff. Goku is in his base form, and he's heavily injured, but he's able to tank it. Now, speaking of injuries, the Grand Priest says within this episode, and this is really interesting, he says that while Universe 7 has been able to defeat many universes because they've been essentially targeting Universe 7, we see Goku and company, they're there, but they're very tired. So, it's going to be tough for these last few remaining minutes left, and it just shows the strength of Universe 7. But anyway, back to the fight. So we skip over to Gohan and Piccolo, and at one point, Gohan gets off guard, or it might have been Piccolo, I'm not sure, but so I think it's Pirina, Anyway, he fires a ki blast at Gohan and Piccolo, and they're kind of distracted, and it seems like Piccolo is down, but then we get this really great visual at the second part of the episode where we see, and this is really great direction, by the way, so we see a image of Kami, and we also see a image of Nail, and it seems like Piccolo is down for the count, but it is Gohan who is the one who technically saved Piccolo's life from the ki blast. So it's a really cool reversal moment, and it reminds me of the days when Piccolo stepped in front of Gohan to protect him on Earth, to protect him against Nappa, and then again against Frieza in the Resurrection F arc. And so this time it's Gohan who saves Piccolo. So it's really cool to see this happen. And of course Gohan says, I'm sorry that I got distracted. I'll let you charge up your Makanko Sappo, or the special beam cannon. And Piccolo likewise says, it doesn't matter who we're fighting. It doesn't matter who they are. But we're going to fight with all our power together. And it really shows the growth between Gohan and Piccolo. Awesome directing, great stuff. So back to Goku and company. It seems like they're kind of even, but the Universe 2 pull out their final technique, and that is the pretty black hole. And what essentially it is, it's all the power of the entire Universe 2 combined into one attack. It's kind of like a spirit bomb, just made out of hearts, if you will. And it's so strong, this pretty black hole, this energy, right? It's so strong that Goku says it's even heavier than Bulma's time machine. Now, even heavier than Bulma's time machine, that's got to imply it's black hole level. I know some of you power scalers are going to go into that, but it's essentially like at least, thousands, probably thousands of times more heavier than Earth's gravity, because if you remember, way back in the Saiyan arc and and the Android arc and stuff, Vegeta trained under 500 times gravity, so this has obviously got to be even heavier than that. But Goku is able to break free from it using his Super Saiyan Blue. He transforms into it, and Gohan transforms into his ultimate as well, as they go for a combined attack. It's a pretty cool direction here. So Goku and company defeat Universe 2, whilst simultaneously Gohan and Piccolo defeat Universe 6. And the way that Gohan and Piccolo do it is Piccolo and Gohan use a combined attack where Gohan goes for a Kamehameha and Piccolo goes for a Makanko Sappo, and so they're able to defeat them. Now the interesting thing here is, I think this is preluding to a father-son Kamehameha at the end. I mean, it kind of looks that way. Hopefully we'll see it, but pretty cool stuff nonetheless. So Universe 2 and 6 are done. Now what's interesting here is Universe 2, I know a lot of people, they don't really like Universe 2, but I've come to respect them because at the end, they did not go out being depressed. They actually thanked everybody for watching them, and they say that they've stuck with it through and through all the way to the end, and I gotta give them props for that. And as for Universe 6, we see the erasure of Champa, Hit, and Kaba, the Botamo, Magetta, and everyone. And this also means that Monaka is actually erased. So, I mean, very emotional. Definitely emotional when we see a sequence where Champa is kind of teasing his brother at the end, right when he's about to be erased. And I know that Beerus, he in the episode he seems like he doesn't care, but we all know that he's hurting. I mean, it's his brother. I mean, that's gotta be pretty personal. But Beerus, being the badass he is, I mean, he's still probably my favorite character other than Goku. Beerus, he's like, well, you should say something, and he kind of just looks away, and his serious demeanor. But he's really sad, and that's really sad to see him go. Overall, I thought this episode was great. Good execution at the latter portions of the episode. The only problem I may have had is a couple of things, maybe with the Namekians. That is that when they fuse, they needed to essentially let their body rest up and adapt, so to speak, and stabilize, if you will, to their newfound powers, and that's why they actually did not show up earlier in the Tournament of Power. Now, whether or not the Namekians need to do this, it's never been stated before, but I'm going to accept it because, they've been essentially fusing with every single Namekian, so I mean, that's going to take a lot to get used to, so I can see that, I can accept that statement, but overall, yeah, good episode. Let me know in the comments below. Did you like the episode? How do you think Universe 7 will go from here? And next week we're getting, it seems like Universe 7 versus finally the other members of Universe 4, the bugs, if you will. I don't like to use that name, bugs. I don't like to use that, but that's essentially what they're fighting. And do you guys feel sad that Champa and company are erased? I know they're going to come back sooner or later, but in the interim period, it's still sad nonetheless. Anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Stay awesome, everybody, and have a good